Hello there, folks. Bonky Kook here. Back with a quick update for those of you that are interested. I figured I'd kind of pass along some information. Considering the weight of the video that I created last time, figured I'd jump in and just give an update for those of you that might be interested, and for those of you that have been subscribing to me recently and wondering where I am. Um, just the quick notes here. I am still safe. I am still living in a basement. Uh, and I'm still really struggling with what happened, with dealing with the emotional abuse, having to move in an emergency fashion to stay safe, and having to give up on a relationship and my fiance, who I thought I was going to be spending the rest of my life with. It's been a very difficult month and a half, even though I've been reinforced by uh, the therapist we did our couples therapy with, and all of that. Um, it still doesn't make it any easier to deal with the experience of what happened. Just being told that you probably made the right decisions is nice, but these things still happened, and I'm having a really difficult time processing all of it. And that's where, that's where this update is coming from. I am going to be moving in 2 weeks. My house will be ready, um, and I'll be able to set it up exactly the way I want to. I'm currently, as I said, living in this basement, and it's a very nice basement. It has a kitchen and a bathroom, and it's basically its own separate apartment. But the furniture is not mine. It's not very comfortable for me, anyways. My setup isn't the way I need it to be, uh, and I barely have any of my stuff. It's all already furnished, and I'm just living here. I don't have most of my clothes. They're packed away somewhere. I don't have most of my kitchen appliances and utensils. They're packed away somewhere. Basically, I just have my TV, my Xbox, um, my PC, and the clothes I need to go to work each week. That's basically all I have here. And then whatever food I need. Um, so it's going to be really nice in 2 weeks to be able to live in a space that is mine and have all of my things available. I know with the last update there were a couple of things that I touched on that I want to touch on and follow up with. First and foremost, my Xbox Series X has been replaced. I have purchased a new one. Um, Works great, and it's replacing the Series S, which for some reason, despite turning off all of the smart features, was still turning on and off with a Samsung remote, which was very frustrating when I was playing games and the TV would go off. And then the console would too when I tried to turn the TV on. So, luckily, that's not happening with the Series X for some reason. Again, I don't know how the Series S is being affected by it and the Series X isn't. But that's kind of a plus. And also, the Elgato started working. I don't know why it wasn't when I was trying to record this earlier, but I went back a couple weeks later and hooked up all the HDMI's and it worked fine. So I don't have it hooked up anymore because it's just I'm not recording anything, and then I just have cables throughout the entire space I'm living in, and that's not worth it. So that's why you see footage of my Wilmot's Warehouse playthrough, or one of them, anyways, playing in the background because I wanted to have something in the background, but I couldn't be bothered to set up the recording. And that's something that I'm going to be able to do once I move. The other thing I wanted to touch on is we are at the end of September now. The Danganronpa V3 walkthrough is again not going to be coming from me. Unfortunately, I did not, and that's something which is the major point of this video. I'm just not in a good space to be making walkthroughs. And I'm going to touch on that in a little bit. But I wanted to start with Danganronpa V3 because that will be announced within a week that it's leaving Game Pass. More than likely September 15th. At the latest, it's going to be at the end of September, but I'm 95% sure that it's going to be leaving on September 15th. I do not have a walkthrough up for it. If you do have questions, you can reach out to me. I did play through the game and had like 40% of a walkthrough completed. So I can answer most questions, at least about the base game. Some of the mini games and side content, I may not have a good answer for you, but feel free to reach out if you do have problems. I'm more than happy to attempt to help. It makes my self-esteem feel or go higher. So be happy to help out if you do have any questions. But if you need some more help, Sangrias from the Hidden Levels has made a couple of achievement guides for specific achievements, and he's one of the better content creators in the achievement space out there. So I highly recommend his content. And as I said, he's made a handful of videos about some of the side mission achievement content. He didn't do a full achievement walkthrough like I have, but most of the story stuff is rather straightforward, so I don't know what all he's covered in his videos. I'm just directing you to them because he has a history of making quality content, so I believe I will not be making a mistake and sending some views his way. Outside of that, and this is where it gets difficult for me, I had started making another walkthrough. In our last video, I had talked about playing my time at Porsche and hoping that that would provide me the escape that I needed to heal, and it did not. This is not an attack on my time at Porsche. I should have done more research into what type of game it was before I started it. I was looking for more of the Harvest Moon Stardew Valley farming gameplay loop. And unfortunately, my time at Porsche is more of a crafting loop. And that's not what I was looking for. It's still a fine game, it has its charm. It's just, it didn't hit that note for me that I was looking for. It wasn't something that I was like, man, I'm so excited to come home and play this, or I'm so excited to spend my weekend playing this. I want to see what happens. That didn't happen for me. Um, and so I left my time at Porsche, even though I did get the completion, not really feeling any better about myself. Um, which is shocking because it has such a higher ratio than all the other stuff I play. I'm supposed to be fulfilled by having a high ratio, right? Sorry, I had to get that dig in there. When I finished Porsche, I decided that maybe the best thing for me to do was to dive into making walkthroughs again. So that's what I did. I started making a walkthrough for a game, and I chose a game that I really wanted to do a walkthrough for, and I promise you, only like 7 people are going to be able to use this walkthrough. But I thought it might be a good way for me to jump back in to do a walkthrough for a game that I really enjoy and had always wanted to do a walkthrough for. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm going to keep that under wraps for the time being. But I have 15 or 16 website pages drafted, and have been working on this walkthrough for the last 3 weeks. And basically, the reason I'm making this video, in no small part, is that I burned out today. I realized that I have not been taking care of myself the way that I need to. Um, and I need to view video games as an escape right now. I don't have very many other hobbies, and working overnights, there's not a whole lot I can do, especially living in the middle of nowhere where everything closes at 9 p.m. So, video games have to be it for me. And right now, I have been focusing too much on using video games as my website work as more of a side job than enjoying them as a hobby. And I need to do that, which is why I'm making this video to kind of let all of you know that I'm not going to be back anytime soon. I'm going to move in 2 weeks. I'm going to, reevaluate, and I'm going to spend hopefully a really long time playing Starfield with no pressure to make achievement walkthroughs or anything like that, and just enjoy playing a game again. And once I do that, we'll see where we go from there. I'm going to move, I'm going to get my setup, I'm going to get all my things back. Um, you know, I've been doing really well, and it's just sometimes these fluctuations I have. I've just been really anxious because I think I need the move to happen more than anything. And once it does, I feel like I'll have a better idea of where I'm sitting with everything. But until I get there, it's a very anxious time. So I'm just going to, take it slow right now. I'm going to move. I plan to give everyone another update in November. The 1st of November, I think, is a good day. That'll be about a month and a half after I move. That'll give me time to settle in. Hopefully, maybe be done with Starfield by then. We'll see. Depends on the content offered, I suppose. And then I'll be able to kind of understand my mindset, maybe have a better plan for the future put in place, and can start focusing on my walkthroughs again. But as it stands right now, my mindset isn't there for it. And I don't want to make guides that aren't up to the level of quality that I have in the past. I do pride myself as in trying to make optimal walkthroughs. And so I'm hoping that by getting my mind in the right place, I can, focus on my content a little better and ultimately return to making the walkthroughs that all of you 437 people have subscribed to me for. Um, so again, I'm not retiring. I very much enjoy making walkthroughs, and the plan is to return to it. But I have to take care of my mental health. I have to take a step back and process what has happened to me. And I think it's been really tough to do that in the situation I find myself in. So I'm hoping that moving will calm me down, and I'll be able to take a step back and kind of take a better look at everything that's happened. Once we get, into the routine of the new place and settle in, I'll come back with an update and let all of you know where I'm at. I very much appreciate the support. My sub numbers keep going up even though I'm not making any content, which is cool to see. And I try to keep up with comments and stuff like that as best I can. Uh, but for the time being, there's probably not going to be any new content for me for a while, and I do apologize for that. But I know that when I do come back, you'll be getting the best achievement walkthroughs on the internet again. And I just need to make sure that I'm capable of doing that before I come back. So hopefully the move will solve a lot of these issues for me, and I will see you all in 2 months and give you an update, and we'll see how things are going by then. And who knows, I might start making a walkthrough before that. I'm just kind of temporarily penciling in that day as a required update. So for those of you that are curious, keep an eye out for November 1st. That's when I will hopefully remember to give you all an update on my status. So again, thank you so much for all the support. If you have any questions for me about games or about anything else, feel free to reach out, and I'll do my best to answer them. But if not, I will see you guys next time.